Okay, here's a brief overview to the D365 for Housing complaints module that's free to everyone in the public sector. The process starts with creating a complaint, which essentially allows you to have one case which includes 2 stages in line with the Ombudsman recommendation, enables you to meet your SLAs, you know key deadlines you need to meet, holds all contact you have with customer and colleagues internally, and at the end of it provides some detailed reports for you to actually make decisions on, and also includes any lessons learned as well. So I'm going to walk you through the process of creating the case and logging any contact against it. So we start off with our title. We're going to say there's an update, customers need an update on their mutual exchange. So essentially they haven't had any response from colleagues about this. So our subject, when we click in there, gives us a list to choose from. Obviously a complaint and failing to respond to a query. We can go off and find our customer and the date it was reported on. We can find out how it came out. So it's a home visit, and it with regards to housing management. So if we put waiting a response to a mutual exchange request, options to resolve, provide, detail and decision, and obviously the customer's preferred option is some form of update. So you see I'm using these fields here, but actually as part of the process, and we'll go through this, is a business process flow. So this really does help users go through the whole complaints procedure. So we're going to hit save now, and that will give us our case number. And from here we can go to the next stage. We've already completed a lot of these fields, so we've got information there. And if we want to progress the case, we can say yes. Obviously, if we completed it and it's all sorted, we would just go to the next stage, and that would take us to our outcome. However, the customer is still not happy, so we're going to progress one more. And you can see here, by hitting yes to progress the case, it's now opened up stage 1. So when we move to the next stage, we then create our complaint. As part of the process, you can see here that it's given us acknowledgement due date, and it's given us stage 1 response due as well. So these are key dates and key SLAs that we need to stick to. We can identify the service failure here. So we've already said that actually it's just us not responding to a query. And how often does a customer want to be contacted? She's basically said weekly because she's been chasing this for a long time. Then what you would do is sit within your case itself and create a little task for your colleague to then respond to the mutual exchange request. So please provide a response. And then we would say customer would like a response to their mutual exchange request. And we would give them a due date as well to respond to the customer. So we say by tomorrow. We save and close that. Now we can allocate that task as well over to a team or a colleague, but the key thing here is we have all the information in one place, and we can see that the last time this actual case was updated was at 1 minute to 9, and that, as you add more and more activities, updates, you always know when that case was last used. And then as you go through the stages, we can say, okay, we still haven't heard anything, but we have sent acknowledgement to the customer to let them know. And we've sent them a full response on the 2nd after our colleagues got back to us. Now at this stage, we can go to the outcome, but actually the customer's still not happy and they want to escalate to the next stage. So we can see here again that we've gone to stage 2 now. So if we hit next stage, we get our key SLA generated, and again this can be adapted for you. Any review date, so when's the manager actually going to have a look at this case, and you can put the detail in there. Any review notes that happened as a result of the complaint itself, and obviously if it was referred to the Ombudsman, you'll be able to put a date there, and including any Ombudsman reference number there as well. Again, you'd be sitting on the actual case during this period, creating more tasks for people to do or for yourself to do as reminders. So that's an overview of how you'd manage an actual case. Now, from a reporting perspective, we then have a complaints dashboard. And this really gives you a high-level live view of your complaints. So as a complaint manager, I can see how many complaints I've got open and what stage they're at. I can see a breakdown by department as well, who's getting the most complaints. I can also see if here we go, we've got a failure to meet our service standards, responding to a query, there's 6 open complaints about that, and not to agreed service standards as well. But you can see here we've got a blank one, which we can go into the actual detail and find out more about that information. So let's have a little click. We can see here we've got 2 complaints that are open about repair and an update of the mutual exchange, which hasn't got a service failure. So there we go, you can add them there. No, it's a failing to respond to query. Save and close that. And we can go in and update this one as well. And you can see our information is updated, which is quite a useful little tool if you're sitting there with the team and you're running through all your complaints. And we can see here any active complaints that we have open there. So that's a very, very brief overview of the solution and what's possible. Obviously it can be customized and for your needs and your complaints process. Thanks.